now shift focus to the solar industry, which has been blooming in India on the back of rising domestic and international demand. One of the most important things that the industry is looking forward to is anti-dumping duty for raw materials. Joining us now in the studio to speak about all of that is Pramit Brahmbhatt. He's MD Sahaj Solar. Pramit, hi, thank you so much for joining us here. Well, solar is yet another buzzword that we've been looking at, and a lot of raw material which is either being imported or being created in India. But tell us, if you look at the last 2 or 3 years, how has the solar industry grown?
Well, solar has a good future as we have seen in last few years. So there are many verticals available where the solar is growing, specifically solar water pumping system, the green hydrogen, apart from the conventional utility scale. So we have a very promising future in India, and as the Chinese companies ban in US, there's a good market available for US as well. So it's a very good scope in India as well as abroad for Indian manufacturers to expand their business.
Pramit, how would you look at the kind of policies that we have in place right now? We do understand that there are subsidies, there are also a lot of schemes that have been put out because the government's initiative in renewables has been quite strong.
Yeah, well, there are PLI schemes for the solar as well. That is for the whole supply chain, all the way from the ingot to solar panel manufacturing. So what we are looking at, there is some sort of a policy for a smaller and medium-sized manufacturer who can get, a subsidized rate on the loan as well as the capital subsidy, because the whole production chain is not possible for all the manufacturers to set up. It is a quite capital consumption. So if they allow some sort of a subsidy for the mid-range manufacturer where they are doing 1 or 2 processes, then it will be really helpful for the manufacturer to expand their capacities.
Pramit, would you say that there are a lot of companies now mushrooming up when it comes to solar at various levels?
Well, definitely, and it's not only on the manufacturing side, but even on the installation and the commissioning side also there are a lot of job creation is happening. And as the demand has increased, definitely this industry has grown a lot in India. I would say that is one of the biggest job creator when you look at the power sector. So I would say that growth of the industry is very helpful to everyone, and not just looking inward, but we can also look at the outward market, because there is a huge opportunities available in Africa and the US market. So definitely mushrooming is going to help the industry to grow.
Sure. And then it is not the only renewable available. I'm sure that there is competition also from various others like hydrogen or wind and power, and there's just so much happening.
Well, there is a huge things developing, like if you talk about wind, there is a new concept of offshore wind is coming up where the windmills are installed in the sea. Hydrogen is another new buzzword, specifically the green hydrogen. Again, when we talk about the green hydrogen, solar is one of the key component. And green hydrogen is not only going to help us for the electric vehicles or the vehicles, but it's also the green part is also used in the fertilizer when we are talking about the green ammonia. So both ways we are reducing our import bills and becoming more independent. And apart from that, the recent policy in green hydrogen is also government is targeting to export it out of the India. So I'm sure that overall the renewable sector has a lot of scope in coming year, and specifically we see after the new government there will be some more initiative.
Oh, absolutely, and that's exactly what my next question to you is. So while a lot is being done on ground, what is it that you think is required further from this budget?
What we see is that, as I said, that some sort of a capital subsidy as well as the a cheaper interest rate for the manufacturer, that will definitely help. I think that we are going to see some sort of a initiative for the agriculture sector, specifically what is going on. There'll be more subsidies for the solar water pumping system for the farmer, as well as the residential scheme, which was one of the biggest project government announced before the election. So we will see these two things are going to get a lot of initiative during this budget.
So as of now, as you said, a lot of SMEs and MSMEs are into the space as well, and there are a lot of subsidies when it comes to household solar. Right. Would you also be looking for that in sense of industry?
Definitely. So if you look at the per megawatt employment generation, so if you look at the conventional power generation from the coal against the solar, so it's almost a 50 times more employment generation. So it's not only that smaller and medium-sized entrepreneurs can grow in that sector. Also, there are a lot of installers and the commissioning people can get employment. So if you talk about even your normal electrician, he have an additional avenue of income where he can come and install the solar. So I think that is, overall it's a win-win situation for the industry as well as the country.
Well, that is one buzzword we will perhaps definitely hear about in the budget this time around. So solar is one thing that there has been a lot of push on, a lot of work being done, and we've seen numbers continue to grow year-on-year basis as well. Pramit Brahmbhatt, thank you so much for joining us today and making sense of that sector. But with that, that's all the time that we have on Commodity Champions. Thank you for watching.